Good evening. Good evening. When I was asked to introduce my husband, JD Vance, to all of you, I was at a loss. What could I say that hasn't already been said before? After all, the man was already the subject of a Ron Howard movie.
Behind every political juggernaut lies a story untold. For JD Vance, that story is Usha, his brilliant, enigmatic wife who has long evaded the public eye. As the Trump-Vance ticket heads towards the November election, the spotlight also turns to this mysterious figure, who is the woman beside one of conservatism's most controversial rising stars. An unlikely pairing. In the hallowed halls of Yale Law School, two worlds collided in a way that shaped the future of American politics. On one side stood JD Vance, a son of Appalachia, and a story straight out of a Horatio Alger novel. Raised in the Rust Belt of Ohio, Vance had clawed his way out of poverty and addiction-riddled family dynamics to reach the pinnacle of academic achievement. His journey from Marine to Yale was a testament to grit and determination. His experiences, a living embodiment of the struggles facing white working-class America. On the other side was Usha Chilikuri, a California native born to Indian immigrant parents. Her path to Yale, while different, was no less remarkable. Raised in the diverse suburbs of San Diego, Usha was the product of academic excellence and immigrant ambition. Her childhood was steeped in the pursuit of knowledge, with her mother a biologist and her father an engineer. From Yale to Cambridge and back again, Usha's academic pedigree was impeccable. Their meeting at Yale Law School seemed an unlikely one, but it was precisely their differences that drew them together. In Usha, JD found a partner who could navigate the elite circles he was just learning to inhabit. In JD, Usha discovered a perspective far removed from her coastal upbringing, a window into an America she had only read about. Their collaboration on a discussion group exploring social decline in white America became the crucible of their relationship. For JD, it was a chance to intellectualize his lived experiences. For Usha, it was an opportunity to understand the complexities of a culture far removed from her own. Together, they delved into scholarly works, dissecting the socio-economic factors that had shaped JD's upbringing. As their relationship deepened, so did their complementary strengths. JD's raw charisma and storytelling ability found structure and refinement in Usha's analytical mind and academic rigor. Her ability to move seamlessly through elite institutions provided a roadmap for JD's ambitions. In turn, his authenticity and connection to working-class struggles grounded her in realities beyond the ivory tower. Their union, forged in the crucible of Yale law, set the stage for a political journey neither could have anticipated. It was a partnership that challenged perceptions, bridged divides, and ultimately aimed to reshape the American political landscape. The power behind the throne. Behind every successful politician stands a formidable partner, and Usha Vance is no exception. Her academic prowess and professional achievements cast a long shadow, one that JD Vance has been more than happy to stand in. With a resume that reads like a who's who of elite institutions, Usha's credentials are nothing short of stellar. A degree from Yale Law School, a clerkship with a federal judge, and a stint at one of the most prestigious law firms in the country paint a picture of a woman driven by ambition and excellence. But it's not just her personal achievements that make Usha remarkable. Her influence on JD's career trajectory and political evolution is subtle and profound. As JD transitioned from best-selling author to venture capitalist to politician, Usha's steady hand guided his path. Her connections in the legal and academic worlds opened doors that might have otherwise remained closed. More importantly, her intellectual rigor challenged JD to refine his ideas and articulate his vision for America with greater clarity and depth. Their marriage, a blend of two vastly different worlds, offers fascinating insights into the dynamics of power couples in modern politics. While JD has become the public face of the partnership, those close to the couple speak of Usha's quiet but unmistakable influence. She is described as the sounding board for his ideas, the editor of his speeches, and the strategist behind his political moves. Their home life, centered around their 3 young children, is said to be a crucible where political ideas are tested against the realities of everyday American life. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Usha's role is the speculation surrounding her own political views. While she has largely remained out of the spotlight, her background and education suggest a worldview that might not always align with the populist rhetoric of her husband's political brand. Some observers wonder if her influence has moderated JD's positions on certain issues, while others speculate she may harbor political ambitions of her own.
He treats everything I say with a lot of seriousness and respect, and that becomes a part of the way that he thinks about things, as is true for me. The way that he talks about things and the conclusions he comes to really shape the way that I think about things. So there's a nice give and take, but I think it's a pretty happy one.
As JD Vance's star continues to rise in the Republican Party, the question remains just how much of his success can be attributed to the brilliant and enigmatic woman by his side. In Usha Vance, we see not just a supportive spouse, but a power player in her own right, quietly shaping the future of American conservatism from behind the scenes. Stepping into the spotlight.
And other times it might spawn discussions or thoughts about what we should do next or how we should live. But I think we've been doing this now for a little while, and I've gotten kind of accustomed to it and grown a bit of a thick skin to it. And so I just try to not let it affect the way that I live.
For years, Usha Vance remained an enigmatic figure, carefully skirting the edges of the political limelight that her husband so readily embraced. Her public appearances were few and far between, each one meticulously calculated and executed with precision. This air of mystery only served to heighten public curiosity about the woman behind JD Vance's meteoric rise. However, as JD's political career gained momentum, Usha found herself increasingly thrust into the public eye. Her debut on the national stage came during a pivotal moment at the Republican National Convention. Stepping up to the podium, Usha delivered a speech that left political analysts and the public in a state of intrigue. Her words, carefully chosen and delivered with poise, painted a picture of a united front, a family committed to conservative values while embodying the American dream. Following the RNC, Usha's Fox News interview became a topic of intense scrutiny. Her responses, measured and articulate, revealed a depth of knowledge on policy issues that surprised many. She deftly navigated questions about her background, her husband's controversial statements, and their vision for America's future. The interview showcased a woman who was not merely a supportive spouse, but a formidable intellect in her own right. Media reactions to her emergence were varied and complex. Some outlets praised her eloquence and poise, drawing comparisons to other political spouses who had become influential figures in their own right. Others, however, were quick to point out the apparent contradictions between Usha's immigrant background and her husband's hard-line stance on immigration. Political cartoonists and late-night comedians found ample material in the Vance partnership, often portraying Usha as the puppet master behind JD's political maneuvers. Perhaps the most challenging aspect of her new public role was navigating the treacherous waters of being a minority woman married to a prominent MAGA politician. She found herself in the unenviable position of being simultaneously tokenized by some supporters and vilified by critics. Questions about her own beliefs on race relations and immigration policy became increasingly pointed, forcing Usha to walk a tightrope between supporting her husband's political agenda and maintaining her own identity. As the spotlight on Usha intensified, so did the speculation about her future role in American politics. Would she remain a behind-the-scenes influence, or was this the beginning of her own political journey? Only time will tell. But one thing was certain, Usha Vance was no longer content to remain in the shadows. Now it's time to hear from you. How much influence should a political spouse have on their partner's policies and decisions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.